from, Elio Moon Arts. Today we're going to look at Create with Scrimping Mummy Junk Journal July. She's not the only person doing Junk Journal. July is across the board. These are just the prompts that I'm using, and they came from the Facebook group Create with Scrimping Mummy. This is our 2023 lot. Our next one that I'd like to work on is overlapping. Yep. So what I thought of is I have these buttons. Some I've created. I think a couple of them might be from, I think these ones are mostly my ones. So these ones I've done ages ago. These was a bit of watercolour that I had painted, and I just cut some circles out of. These was just some scrapbooking paper, as you can see, and I've used some diamond glaze on all of these, so that's why you'll see that shininess. Now I thought we could make a bit of a belly band by overlapping these. Just not sure how many. I wish I had another couple of these bigger ones. Maybe this is not the greatest idea. Okay, let's not work with that one. Let me try something else. Let's find a page that is reasonably blank. Let's just coffee dye on the back. And let's get a few different things that are circles. So the first one I'm going to do is this cap off my glue. Okay, and I'm just drawing in pencil at this stage. So there's one circle. This is a lid off a container, and I'm just going to make sure that these are overlapping as we go. And obviously this is, I'm only going to take it to the edge of the page, because otherwise it'll go onto the next page. So there's another circle. I might do another one down here. Okay, might do another one of this, maybe here. Do it the other way, makes it a little easier. Have this one overlapping. Got 2, 4, and 5. I think that is more than enough. We can tidy up the edges as we go. So I'm going to grab I want a black pen for this. You could do it in colours actually, but I think I'm going to do mine in black. So I'm just going to start drawing lines. I'm going to try and have them evenly spaced. I'm not great at that type of stuff. And we're only going to come up to the edge of the intersecting circle, because this one's going to be over the top of that one. So we're just going to keep drawing our lines backwards and forwards. And you could do other shapes as well. I'm just decided that I'd like to do something a little simple. Okay, so this line is going to be really dark. Where's my rubber? I know I've got one. Here it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub out the inside of this circle, because we already know that that's going to overlap, and I'm just going to put another line in there, and I'm just going to tidy up the outside of this circle. So maybe with this one, we might have our lines going down. And this one, we might have this circle over the top, so it'll stop at this line. Let me get rid of that one there. And now I've got to decide, is this one under or is this one over, or vice versa. So I might do these lines on a different angle. So I might do these ones vertically. If I'm in frame, maybe I'll just bring that down a little lower so you can see a little better, and I'll just flick that back a little bit. There we go. So now I'm nearly getting to the stage where I've got to decide, is this going to be over or under? I think I'm going to have this one over, so we'll stop at this line, and we might have this one. This one's over. This one will have to be over too. Okay, so that says to me that I can darken this line here because I know that that's going to be over, and same with this one. I couldn't draw a straight line to save myself. I can just about guarantee that. Okay. So we know that one's over, know that one's over. Yep, and I'm just gonna, I just have to turn this around to make it easier for me to draw. Just gonna bring that into that circle all the way around. That one's over, so that one can be rubbed out because that one's going to be under. Oh, this one's going to be over, I mean. So you won't see that. This one's over as well, so you're not going to see that either. And that one's under. Okay. So which one will we do first? We might do this big one first. Just going to complete these circles. Oh, I didn't do this side on that one. Okay. Oops, didn't make that very straight. So this one is over, that one's under, so I can take out that line there. I don't see that one. Okay, let's do it on a different angle again, so maybe back this way. Let's turn this around a little bit. Now start over here and just try and make them as straight as you can. As you can see, I'm not that great at making straight lines. Trying to make them even's the hard part. These ones are a little wide. I think I need to put another line in between. Oops. That was a bit of a wonky donkey. Just got to make sure you try and bring them all the way up to that very edge that we've just drawn into, if possible. Good practice this to actually draw straight lines. I feel like they're getting a little easier as I go along. Still not 100% straight, but they are looking a little better than what they were. So just take your time, slow down. Arm's getting a little sore. So I'm not pulling the pen down, I'm actually moving my whole arm to try and get that straight line. So I'm moving my arm back towards me. Gone too far. That's all right. I'll make this one under. Okay, yep. So that's this. Okay, that's about it, I think. So I've got to bring this line up. Okay. So we might go back this way again now, so we know that this lip is under. So now we're going to come, might go this way. Okay, and our last one, it's going to come all the way to there, and that's this one, and it's under as well. Which way will we go? Might turn this around, and we'll come back this way. Okay. So what did I say this one was? Overlapping. So this is our overlapping circles. It could also probably go under patterns as well. I think we've got patterns on here, but we won't do that for this one. So I might just write that overlapping just underneath here, just so that we know which one's over. Overlapping. Okay, and this still gives us room to decorate or to, I mean, if we wanted to, we could put another pocket or something in here. What have we got? Maybe one of these might be nice popped onto the page. Maybe we can pop one in here, show that it's overlapping as well, and maybe we can use it as a bit of a tuck. Go that way. Not sure about that, we'll leave that one until later, but as it goes, we've just done our overlapping drawing. While we're still drawing, I think I would also like to move forward. I'm actually going to take the piece of paper out because it's easier that way. And I thought we might do our sketch your view, or sketch. So that's what I'm going to use it as. So I'm going to use it on this back page. And I thought I might like to do some birdhouses. So do I want a fence? So let's just do the birdhouse first. It's our birdhouse post. And I come across here. Try and make you like, well, depends on what. You can have a wonky donkey birdhouse if you want. That's totally up to you. do a little circle in here for where his little hole is to go in. Do another little dot underneath for his little post. I do another. Okay, so we're going to start by shading one side. So I'm just going to want it to be quite dark right underneath. Same with on the peak. Just going to pull those lines down. I'm going to have the sun facing this way, so we'll leave this one unshaded on this side, and we're only going to lightly do this one. So just a few upward strokes here, and then I'm just going to thicken this line here. And I'm going to come down and just bring this down as well. Bring some up from the bottom. Might make this post a little longer, a little wider, I think, because it's not very centered on there. Let's do this. We know that this is going to be really dark under here because it's sitting in shadow. I'll just darken this line here a little bit as well. And I'm thinking I might like to draw a vine going around. My birdhouse. Let's bring that one around there, out there, round here. I'm going to bring it down to the ground. So we're going to do some leaves. I'm not really worried about the shape of the leaves, it's just a little bit of whimsy. We might have a flower sitting here, might have another one coming off here. Have some here. It's not a very good leaf. Oh, there's that one. There we go. Might have another flower down here. Might put one over here. I'm going to do our leaves over here. I think the trick is not to overthink it too much. might only see half a flower in certain spots, like here where it's coming out from behind. We might only see a couple of the petals poking in behind. Because this is more of a whimsical type get together, we might do a bit of a, might do a fence going this way. Might have a little point on our rounded point on the top of our paling. So we might going this way. Might have another might do another one here in the middle perhaps. Might do a blockier type paling here. Making sure I get that very top bit a bit darker. Give myself a bit of ground to now we're going to do our timbers that go across this way. They're going to be very dark where they connect with each. So add a little bit more darkness here because that's where it's going to be at the dark. It's where it joins with the other post. And on this bottom section here, it'll also be darker than up here. So don't forget to add that little bit of shadow underneath. A little bit of shadow underneath here. And once again, we're going to, it'll be darker across that bottom bit. And not so dark through the rest of it. Same here again, we're going to have that little dark piece here, little dark piece here, a bit darker across the bottom. Add a little bit of darkness there to give it a little bit of shape. Oh, let's have a bit of a whimsical bird. Sitting on our fence. This one down here a little bit. probably the hardest animal in the world for me to draw as a bird. I'm not very great at it. That's as good as my bird's going to get, I think. Give it a little bit more shadow underneath here. He's singing a happy tune. Might actually just colour this in. Just because I'm not that happy with him, I might he's a very long bird, this one. Okay. Yeah, we're making more of a silhouette. Okay. So here is our sketch. So I'm just going to write sketch. And I'm just going to sign my name at the bottom of it. Okay. You can add in a few more details if you'd like to on yours. Okay, there's our bird. So this completes our sketch part of our Junk Journal July journal. So I'll just pop this back in and we'll see what it looks like. Yes, it was this page, I think. Let's pop this back in here. Okay. As we move through, we'll do some other things. I hope you've enjoyed this session, and I look forward to talking to you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.